Vielleicht können wir von unserem Püppi was rausfinden. Warte mal. Geh mal zurück. Hallo,
I've managed to survive the
Schnurzelpilze.
wild streets of New Bretagne.
Welcome home.
Addie?
What is it, Miles?
What
Erstmal
have you been up
was
to lately?
Nothing particularly exciting. My usual clients have been scheduling appointments, and I've been trying to get some new ones as well. In my free time, I've been catching up on my reading.
Anything good?
Yes, the conclusion to the dissembling mechanism was just published in Brentwell magazine last week.
What's that?
James Penstroke's latest serial. I wanted to read it to you, but you haven't been around much lately.
Perhaps I'll take a look now that I can actually concentrate again.
Yes, you could read it to me. I wouldn't mind hearing it again. It would certainly be a nicer way to spend your time than going out drinking.
Okay.
You've got an appointment with Charlotte Robineau later today, don't you?
Are you using your detecting skills on me now?
I spoke with her at the Gascon Supper Club, and she mentioned you. Turns out she knew Desiree Lathan.
Makes sense. That social circle is tiny.
She wasn't very forthcoming, though. Do you think you might try and persuade her to talk?
Persuasion shouldn't be necessary. She usually just sits in the chair and starts gossiping up a storm. I think I know more about all the Gascon Grand Dames than anyone should.
That's good. That's very good.
Huh. I don't know, Miles. Don't you think we should at least investigate the crime scene first, so we have all the details?
Was ich noch wissen möchte, ich bin noch nicht so weit. Hallo, Bagheera.
I think there's a few more things I need to clear up before I'm ready.
Okay, just let me know when you are.
Was Desiree Lathan a client of yours by any chance?
No, but plenty of the other Grand Dames used to gossip about her.
What sort of things would they say?
Usually they'd comment about how much she'd had to drink the night before. I got the impression she was quite the tippler. I hope you're not planning on following her example.
That would require me to burn to death in our bed.
Then I stand by my previous statement.
I'll let you get back to your book.
Ah, man sieht immer noch nachtragen bezüglich deines Sauftrips von damals. Ja, voll. Hallo ist ja auch eigentlich verständlich, oder? Irgendwie
Time
ein
for me to
bisschen.
get some things done.
I wish you'd let me fix your hair before you go out like that.
It'll be fine.
Wir probieren es dann nochmal. Ach, Mist. Sind ja immer noch da.
Nothing new to ask him about right now. Let's not talk to this idiot any further right now.
Aber mehr kann ich hier doch nicht machen. Hä? Warte mal. Kann ich mich hier verstecken? Hier drin, hier drunter. Aber es sehen die, wenn ich da unten reinkraxel. Okay, dann rede ich doch noch weiter mit Pippi. Hallo,
Hello, dearest.
Schnurzelputze.
I have returned.
Welcome home.
Addie?
What is it, Miles?
So.
About your appointment with Charlotte.
What about it?
Right. These are the things I want you to ask her about.
So you want me to take off about an inch, but keep enough for your curls?
Yes, that's right. You know how I like it, Adelaide.
Sind dir irgendwelche neuen Verehrer ins Auge gefallen? Wie war der Ball der gehobenen Gesellschaft?
How was the Grand Dame's ball? Was your hairdo a hit?
Oh, it was. All those other old biddies were practically fainting with jealousy. Truth be told, though, the evening was rather dull. Just the regular crowd of wags and gossips. You know, sometimes I envy people like you, Adelaide.
People like me.
Yes, you know, ordinary people. Being a member of high society can be so draining. One quite lacks a sense of purpose, of ordinary honest usefulness that comes from a good day's labor.
Have you done much of that sort of labor yourself, madam?
What? No, of of course not. But I imagine it must be quite good for the soul, quite grounding. Just being what you are. No airs or pretense. Oh, you've missed a bit there on the left ear. Do be sure it comes out even.
Certainly, madam.
Blöde Kuh, die schneide ich gleich ein Loch rein. Das erste nicht, sonst gibt es einen Ehekrach. Ja, das glaube ich auch. Das glaube ich auch, ehrlich gesagt.
I have to say, your musical selection for today is lovely.
It's nice to know someone like you can appreciate some of the finer points of culture. In case you were wondering, the piece is the Fourth Symphony by a composer named Theophilus von Wagner.
Yes, it's refreshing to hear the Fourth Symphony for a change. Most people know von Wagner for his Fifth Symphony or his Lute Concerto in D minor.
Oh, you know von Wagner?
Although I admit he isn't one of my favorite Baroque composers, I can appreciate what he brought to the movement. I'm more in favor of Scaravaldi. His development of the Concerto Grosso makes for a much richer musical tapestry. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, well, perhaps so.
Do you have any favorites among Scaravaldi's works?
His First Symphony is quite riveting.
Do you mean his Concerto for Mandolin? He didn't have a First Symphony as such.
Well, yes. That's what I meant. As much as I enjoy chatting, perhaps you should concentrate on what you're doing, dear.
Oh, shit. Wir haben es jetzt, ein bisschen, ja. Okay, die weiß halt nicht so viel von Musik.
I was reading in the paper this morning about what happened with Desiree Lathan. Did you hear about that?
Oh, such a tragedy. Poor Desi. We hadn't talked in a long time, but how terrible to think of her dying in such a horrible way.
My condolences.
Thank you, dear.
Did you and Desiree used to be friends?
Oh, we were like sisters at one point.
What happened?
What else? A man got involved.
You were both after the same man?
No, quite the contrary. We both enjoyed being unattached and had vowed to keep it that way. The Spinster Sisters, we used to call ourselves. But I fell for a man a few years ago. We got married and Desiree stopped speaking to me.
That's a shame.
Yes, especially considering the marriage only lasted a few brief months. I lost both my husband and my best friend. I'm sure there's a lesson to be learned in that.
Oh je.
Quite chilly out today, isn't it?
Yes, a good day for spending indoors.
Probably means we'll be getting an earlier winter.
It's a good thing I bought a new set of coats then.
Okay, ich bin fertig.
Good. I think that's all finished.
Thank you, Adelaide. It was a pleasure, as always.
Likewise, Miss Robinow. I'll see you next week. And she didn't tip very well either.
I'm sorry, dear. She sounds positively dreadful.
No more than the other Gascon Grand Dames. I just hope you managed to get something useful from that.
Okay. Sollen wir jetzt nochmal mit ihr reden? Die ist bestimmt auch wieder beim Trinken, oder? Können wir uns ein bisschen die Haare machen?
It's admirable just how organized Adelaide is. Maybe someday the same can be said about you.
Nicht wirklich, ne? Ach, schade. Ich dachte, dann können wir sie so ein bisschen zufriedenstellen. So.
I'll see you later, Addie.
Take care of yourself out there.
Okay, wo gehen wir nochmal hin? Ich versuch's da nochmal. Ah ja, jetzt ist die Püppi weg natürlich. Klar, die war ja bei der Frise und heute ist kalt und die bleibt drin. So. Katharine. Kami, ja, ja. Kami, ja, ja. Kami, ja, ja. Alles gut?
Let's not talk to this idiot any further. Nothing new to ask him about.
Okay, dann gehe ich mal zu ihr. Vielleicht kann sie mir so ein bisschen was sagen.
Got a moment, Upton?
Yes, but let's make this quick.
Ne.
Back to work, I see.
Yes, well, the coffee shop holiday had to end eventually. I'm gonna have to find someplace else to meet you. The higher-ups are getting suspicious.
To be honest, it was a bit wretched there. I won't miss it.
Well then, Mr. Big Bug, you can have the honor of choosing the next place. Under a bridge somewhere, perhaps.
Have you been able to find any leads on Bill's death?
Have you?
Not yet, no.
I've been looking, but I haven't been able to come up with anything either. There has to be a connection somewhere. Criminals don't usually just fall off the map.
Kannst du da so gut lurken? Das ist aber schön. Aber mir geht's eh nicht so lang, nur so ein bisschen. So ein Stündchen, 1,5 Stündchen wollte ich spielen und dann muss ich weitermachen.
I'm having some trouble with Officer Parsons.
You and everyone else who's ever met him. What's the problem?
He's keeping me away from the Lathan crime scene.
Of course. He's one of the most loyal to Snelling.
Any suggestions for how I might get him away so I can look around?
I might have an idea. There are several reported crimes that haven't been assigned yet, and Parsons is itching to prove his investigative chops. He'd probably abandon his post for a good enough lead and a chance to impress Snelling.
Upton, oh good, you impress me.
Department politics are something of a specialty of mine.
Okay. Ach so, Katrin, okay. Ja, dann können wir es ja mal wann anders machen oder wir spielen oder so. Frau Blixtonne hat sich ja noch nicht gemeldet, ne?
About getting Parsons away from the crime scene?
All right, these are the, as of yet, unassigned crimes. The body of a young man was found in the Hodgman River by the Gascogne docks this morning. A woman in Chumley reported hearing a single gunshot in her neighbor's apartment last night. There was a deadly explosion at a factory in Worcester that may be linked to sabotage. And that's it for right now. Any of those strike your fancy?
Können Sie mir mehr über den Leichnam sagen, der bei den Docks gefunden wurde? Können Sie mir mehr über den Schuss erzählen? Welche Einzelheiten sind denn wegen der Explosion in der Fabrik bekannt? Ich glaube, der Leichnam ist dann ganz interessant.
Tell me more about the body found at the docks.
An unidentified man in his 20s was found in the river near the docks. The dock worker who reported it said that the body was bloated and decomposing. It must have been in the river several days. Dr. Edwards performed a post-mortem and determined the cause of death to be a blow to the head.
I see. Certainly leaves a lot of questions.
Do you think Parsons will be interested?
Vielleicht spielen die Entwickler ja mit uns. Ja, vielleicht. Klar. Also ich hätte Montagabend. Ich wäre ready. Ja, mit dem probieren wir es.
Sounds good. Let's go with that one.
Können wir probieren, das mit
I'll
gleich
send
ist.
out the
Immer gut.
report as soon as we're done talking.
Have a moment to go over my current case?
I'm afraid you're on your own this time, Fordham. The walls have ears around here. If they find out I'm helping you, it won't end well for either of us.
Understood.
I'll still be here when you've solved it, though.
Any updates on the Harris baby?
Last I heard, there had been some progress. I got the impression they had a suspect who had left town.
What about Mr. Devons?
He didn't take the child, and he wasn't too happy about being arrested either.
Oh, scheiße.
I hear he's pressing charges against the department.
Oh dear.
I wouldn't be too concerned. Radicals like him rarely gain much traction in court.
God bless Vespuccia.
Ah, scheiße. Siehst du, da haben wir was falsch
I
gemacht.
see the Gazette has caught wind of this supposed mass murderer.
Yes, Snelling has been positively fuming about it. Between that and the Lathan case being publicized on the same day, it's been a nightmare for the department.
Any idea how they got the information?
I don't think anyone in the department has spoken to the press. Maybe they just have some very good reporters.
So, is it serious? Should we be concerned?
3 murders is nothing to sneeze at, but all the victims have been men in Chumley. If that changes, then things might start getting urgent.
Isn't that just the way of things? You can bet they'd have already caught the bastard if the first body had turned up in Lyon.
That's it for now.
Better get back to it then.
Mal schauen, ob wir einen Fall so lösen, dass es wirklich richtig ist. Ich bezweifle es, ehrlich gesagt.
Damn, looks like Parsons didn't take the bait. He must not have considered that case enough to prove himself to Snelling. Let's not talk to this idiot any further right now.
Ach so, also haben wir... Ach so, okay.
Got a moment, Upton?
Yes, but let's make this quick.
Unfortunately, Parsons didn't take the bait.
Nothing worse than a picky investigator. I wish more people were like you.
Thank you?
All right, these are the, as of yet, unassigned crimes. A woman in Chumley reported hearing a single gunshot in her neighbor's apartment last night. There was a deadly explosion at a factory in Worcester that may be linked to sabotage. And that's it for right now. Any of those strike your fancy?
Sollen wir mal die Sabotage probieren oder den Schuss? Jetzt bin ich mir da nicht ganz sicher. Entschuldigung. Der hat mich gedrückt, der musste raus.
Let's hear about the gunshot.
Ethel Williamson reported hearing a sound she described as a single gunshot coming from her neighbor's apartment last night. She said she had been hearing arguments over the past several weeks, and there may have been domestic violence involved. When she knocked on the door, she got no answer, but she said she noticed the distinct smell of flowers.
Intriguing.
Do you think Parsons will be interested?
Oh, ich weiß es nicht. Ich weiß es nicht. Komm,
Sounds
wir
good.
probieren es
Let's go
einfach
with that
mal,
one.
oder?
All right, I'll send out the report as soon as we're done talking.
That's it for now.
Better get back to it then.
So, jetzt gehen wir mal zurück und schauen, ob er noch da ist. Ha, er ist weg.
Looks like Parsons took the bait. Now maybe we can finally have a look around the crime scene.
Aber der ist halt noch da, ne? Hallo, Officer. Dürfte ich mal da rein, bitte?
Begging your pardon, officer.
Yes, what is it, sir?
Do you enjoy working with Officer Parsons?
If I'm being honest, he can be a bit much sometimes.
Trust me, you're not the only one who feels that way. I didn't have much interaction with him when I was a detective. But the few times I did weren't very pleasant.
I could tell he doesn't seem to care much for you. Although I don't think he cares much for anyone except the chief, and that's only because he's the one who gives out the promotions.
What was Chief Snelling doing here?
He was inspecting the crime scene.
Yes, but why was he involved? Is there something special about it that would require the chief of police to look into it?
Well, someone thought it might be related to the big case we're not supposed to talk about.
You mean the mass murderer?
Yes, sir. I could see why the chief is upset that the news has gotten out.
And is it related?
No, I don't believe so. But the news reports are beginning the public on edge.
Of course. The less information there is, the easier it is for rumors to start spreading.
Exactly. Chief Snelling has a lot of fires to put out.
If that's the case, it's too bad he didn't get to Ms. Lathan in time.
Is there anything you can tell me about Desiree Lathan?
I couldn't really say.
Come now, I'm trying to help this investigation. Any small detail would be useful.
Well, I haven't really looked over the crime scene too much. It's rather gruesome, you see.
Is the body still here?
Yes, what's left of it at any rate. Miss Lathan was only identified by the tattoo on her foot.
I see.
Aha.
Has there been much progress here?
Snelling and Parsons examined the scene, that's all I know.
Do you think I might have a look, now that the initial investigation's been conducted?
I'm afraid that's out of the question, sir. I have my orders.
Regeln sind doch nur da, damit man sie bricht. Es könnte noch etwas geben, was übersehen wurde. Ich verspreche, dass es überhaupt nicht lang dauert. Ich meine, er hat es ja auch nicht richtig angeschaut, hat er schon gesagt.
I'll be in and out before you know it. I'll leave no more trace than a ghost.
If Parsons were to catch you, my career would be over.
Trust me, he won't be back for some time. I swear on my honor as a former member of the New Bretagne police.
All right, I suppose you can go in for a moment, but please be quick about it.
Thank you, Officer Kane. I promise this will stay between us.
I just love rookie officers. They're so gullible. I once got one to shine my shoes for a week after convincing him it was department policy. Good times.
Thanks for your time, officer.
Not a problem.
Yay! Dann gehen wir rein.
That's certainly a pungent aroma. I can see why the officer stuck to the living room.
Surprisingly modest quarters for a grande dame. You'd never guess she could buy out the likes of you and me 1,000 times over.
Vielleicht hat sie das ja auch gar nicht alles. Wer weiß, wer weiß. Vielleicht tut sie ja auch nur, als ob sie es hätte. So, aber es ist komisch, dass die Füße noch ganz sind, oder?
Odd. Another pile of ashes under the bed. Looks as though whatever she kept underneath got burned too. Or it could be that whatever was under the bed is what caught fire in the first place. Although, there's no evidence of what started it. All that's left is a small piece of cloth. Might as well take it.
Okay, Stoff gefunden.
The cloth appears to have some oily residue on it. Interesting. There's a letter in here.
Liebe Miss Layson, in diesem Schreiben möchte ich Ihnen mitteilen, dass wir Ihre Bitte, den Begünstigten in diesem letzten Willen im Testament zu ändern, erhalten haben. Bitte kommen Sie in die Kanzlei von Usher und Price, so dass wir die Dokumente durchsehen und die entsprechenden Änderungen vornehmen können. Mit freundlichen Grüßen, Usher.
This just keeps getting more and more interesting. The law firm of Usher and Price isn't too far from here. I think it's definitely worth paying him a little visit.
Hervorragend.